Hi, good day. This is Michael here. So today we are going to see incident management system module uh, in our product Neo EHS. So I hope you can see my dashboard. You can find the incident report statistics and pie chart that describes the incident overview informations. So now I'm going to take you for the incident management module. So basically, the process goes in this way. The process flow is like the user has to report an incident, and that incident should be investigated by an investigator, and further that goes to the reviewer acknowledgement to review the investigation process. So these are the three-stage process. And this is going to take place in 3 different login. Now just for simple understanding, I'm trying to show you in a single login. So first we are going to see how to report an incident. Basically, you can find out an existing database that consists of incident notification number and type of incidents and date of rise and what is the status of the incident. So you can either review the incident as well as you can edit the incident, and you have a filter option drop down here in order to filter if in case you need to fetch any existing data. So now I'm just going to show you how to report a new incident. So let me select the type of incident here, and this data are automatically fetched from the master database, as well as we have location, unit name, and type of unit, and warehouse and project. We have to select the project. So all these data, we have some existing data in the drop down box. Still these data are fetched from the master database. If needed, we can fetch more data when in case we need. So now we have to select the incident category. So I'm just going to select it's going to be a work injury, and are there any injured person? Yes, I'm just going to mark, and I'm going to say there is one injured person, and let me proceed to the next stage, that is he's an employee, and I'm going to mention as others employee. So if I'm clicking this, you'll be getting an injury notification form where the data are automatically generated here from the master database. It brings here, it fetches and brings the data here about all the informations about an employee, his date of birth, and his professional and personal details. So the next stage is like parts of the body. So here he can just report the injured area basically. So the first thing is like let me take you to head part. Here say if an injury happens in the head, you can just specify the location and mention your comment. Likewise, if it's going to be a palm, or you can likewise mention your comments here. Or if it's going to be a feet, then again you can mention the injured location. So now I'm going to show you how to mention the injured location in terms of palm. So here I'm just trying to find out the I'm going to mark as thumb finger, an injury has happened, and that's going to be a finger cut. And likewise there is one more injury in an index finger, again that's going to be a finger cut. So once this is added, you can select the type of injury that is going to be indeed it's cuts, and what are the treatment rendered. So let me put it as hospital, take it to hospital, and it's DDT, and let me put as hospital hardness 11, treatment rendered. Yeah. So what is the medical treatment status? Is then injured employee is hospitalized for more than 24 hours? So you can mention it as yes, and how much days MC. So once all the informations provided are accurate up to our knowledge, we can just submit the form. And once again, you can get a clear picture of complete incident report, and you have to see for the witness details, who witnessed the incident happen. If yes, then we have to mention it. and it's going to be an employee, then let me pull out an employee who witnessed the incident. That's going to be Robert. So once we put his name, our system automatically fetches the related data of employee and work location. So let me put it as SLC and designation. Everything are pulled out here. Even we can have a drop down box when in case we need, we can do that for you, and we are submitting the incident. So now you can very well see incident reported in the ID, non-reportable incident type at the date of November 8 has been reported, and it's ready for reviewing, or if in case you need to change things, you can edit an incident if you need to make any changes, and you get a notification that a new incident has been reported with this identity. So you could be able to see the complete incident report with all the employee details and credentials and types of injury. And once all these things are done, we need to go for an investigation path. So again, as I mentioned earlier, this investigation is going to take place in a separate login. Now, just for reduce the complexity, to make you understand very clear, I'm just going to show you in a single login. So now we are going to see how we are going to investigate the report, and you can find it here. Type of incident and all related details are pulled out from the database, and now we have to mention the details of the incident. So I'm trying to put it as a description, and likewise we have to follow some query-based interpretations in order to identify and evaluate the incident properly. So in regards to that, I'm trying to provide all these related details. And photo, we have to fix up a picture of the where the incident is reported, if it is available. And also we have a couple of questions here. Again, we are making some pictorial and visual representations and interpretations, and again we are adding a photo here. So once this is done, it comes to the evaluation of analysis part. So we have to see again, it's going to be a review of risk assessment. Then we have two options provided, like he can mention his own comment, and likewise he can also follow some procedures in review of procedures. So let him mention if it is inadequate, then he has to shoot his own comments here. And again, what is the root cause? So what is the, now this comes to the action part, like corrective measures and preventive actions taken to subside or to minimize, to eradicate the reported incident. So in this case, we have to just mention some of the containment actions taken, as well as we have to see the corrective and preventive actions taken. So once this part is completed, we have to mention the description of the action and responsible person, and when is the target date. So let me put it as 30 November, and when you can mention the completion date once the incident target is completed, report target. Once it is completed, you can mention the completed date. Likewise, you can add multiple action description as per our need. And target date and completion date. So subsequently you can have multiple action description, and a drop down can be provided when in case we need in case of large data. And next we are coming to the investigation team composition, basically who investigated the process and the complete investigation team. So I'm putting it as Christopher, and member I'm putting it as user HSC, and one more member I'm trying to add. So likewise, you can add multiple member who were involved in the investigation process. So once all these informations provided are accurate and completed, you can just submit the form. So once the form incident investigation form is submitted, immediately you'll be receiving a notification that a new investigation has been reported, and that is pending for the review status. So here you can edit if in case you need to make some basic changes, and you can view the complete report here by clicking onto this. And once if you find we can go for the review process, then you can go for the review process. Here again, this is going to be a separate login that involves a 5-stage process based on the organizational needs. The approval process can be reduced or extended. So here let me go on start on with Mr. Kimberly. He's going to be the head of HSC committee chairman, and first he is reviewing, and let us mention his designation, and he's approving the process. So the next we are going for Binoj. He is the head of department unit, and he's approving the process once again. Likewise, we are going for Michael, and he's the head of department unit, and he's approving the process once again. And finally, it's Alexis. He's approving the process once again. So he's going to be the head of the process, or the final approver, kind of acknowledged approver. So he has to approve or reject whether by reviewing all the incident reporting and investigation reporting. So what I'm just going to show you what happens if he rejects the process. Basically, he has to mention the reason for rejection. So let me put it as a photo missing. So now he's rejecting the process. Once he's the report is rejected, you can get a notification that the incident investigation reported has been rejected, and you can also find it in the mainframe process has been rejected. So it literally means that you have to correct make some changes again by making some reviews. So here we have an edit option in order to again correct the reported like rejected incident. So here you find the reason. Actually, the photo is missing. So the reviewer, he has to ensure that he's fixing up the photo properly, and again, if he makes some changes, and he has to ensure that is there anything else left over. And finally, he's mentioning the leader of the team who investigated the process once again, and likewise he's mentioning a couple of members working on the team. So once he's submitting the form, again the process starts again. It needs several stage of approval in order to complete the incident report that has been generated. So now again we are going for the review process. You can find the investigation report once again. You can verify whether the issues has been fixed, and you are going for the review process. So again it starts with head and HSC committee chairman, head, and Mr. Mikali, and finally Mr. Alexis is the one who rejected the process. So he has to ensure that the issue has been fixed in order to go on, in order to complete the process. So yeah, now once he is done, he can approve the process, and also he has to make some evaluation of the actions taken. So he can mention that a photo missing has been fixed. If it is yes, then he can mention that, and who verified the process can mention as Alexis, and verification date he has to mention. Let me put it on 30, and remarks. Again, there's one more query for interpreting. So here he has to mention the evaluation of CAPA by QHSE and security department. So if that's applicable, then he has to select the respective option. So let it be yes, and evaluated by whom. Let's put us at Michael, and that's 30th of November. And finally, he has to mention the remarks and submit the form. So now you can find incident reported, investigated, and reviewed in a proper manner and successfully completed. So once you can get a notification that new investigation has been reported, and you can get a complete report of the incident happened here. You can get a complete history here. Either you can go for a separate history in terms of incident report, as well as you can go for investigation report. And now let me show you a report, like basically how it works. So here the thing which you're seeing is like a list of reports that has been completed already, and are ready for review, reviewing or printing or exporting the data. So basically we provide some drop downs here in order to filter and find out the exact report that we need to know. So I'm selecting the unit, and I'm putting the warehouse, and it's going to be, let's select some incident category, and you can also mention the number of persons incident, and likewise you can mention the employee type. It's going to be male, and you can select the injury type. So once you select all these options, and even from date wise, you can be able to filter and find out the complete incident report. I hope we get our reported incident completed. So through this we can be able to find out and reach and track the incident report, and we can review the process. So now I'm going to show you the dashboard. Here this is basically going to show you the first half. We are seeing the incident statistics, and the second, the pie chart, this is going to show you the overview about the incidents happen. So the incident statistics, this is just going to give you a clear picture or a statistical report, like a key point indicator of the incident happened throughout the year. So let us see. This has been marked. See, January we find it as reported incident as 4, February 2, and incident report 3. So spontaneously we find incidents happening, and we can be able to come for an assessment that which month the incident has been reduced and which month the incident is in peak. So we want to take incident in particular and review in deep. We can be able to find the statistics rate, accident statistics rate, that which we are finding. Even based on the year, we can be able to filter the incident. We have a drop down here. We can select the unit as well, and you can be able to accrue the statistics for that particular year. And this particularly mentions about the incident is occurring every day, and there is 0 days reportable incidents throughout the year. So this statistics has been basically fixed up in terms of severity rate and number of accidents that has been happened. So you can find out at various color codes the graphical representation has been made. This basically represents a first aid, work injury, occupational diseases, near misses, and likewise property damage. So we can have a number of statistics here based on the incident and work atmosphere. And the second stage is HSE performance report. You can find a matrix report format here, incident matrix. So for all the year, right from January to December, you can be able to find out the first aid, work injury, occupational diseases. So in this way, you could be able to find out and fetch all the reports, and if it is a reportable incident, you could be able to find out the location and respective descriptions of the incident that has been happened and what time it accurately happened. You have multiple units and multiple comments here. Likewise, non-reportable incident and property damage. If there is any damage in the property happened, which location it happened, what was the reason and description that can be found out here, and again the date, you can find it. So this is how you can be able to picturize or visualize the complete statistics of the incident report that has been happened entire year, respective months. So you can have an option for print just for an acknowledgement or when in case you need. And the next one is like we are going to see the pie chart where we get a complete information report. Here I'm just going to show you for November. These various color codes represent the respective month. So let us go for November. Here, as we discussed earlier, we are able to get a report completed in the November. You can find the complete information incident and investigation report of November month. So if once you click this, you can be able to find the complete history of the incident reported as well as the investigation reported. So again, we have a drop down option here to filter and find out. I hope we have saw this earlier. And likewise, for each and every month, you'd be able to acquire the complete information report. So now I'm just trying to introduce one more issue that we were discussing, like how the data are fetched from the master database. Let us go for a location type. So here we are just trying to add a location type and location type description. So once the data are imported, this can be proactively imported, and once the data are imported, you can submit the data that will be added to the master database. So likewise, the incident category and location and employees and their respective details. So once all these data are added in the master database, you can be able to get a complete master database where the data can be fetched proactively when and where the data are needed. So this is how the data are fetched from the master database, and I hope this session gave you a significant importance like to you to understand about the incident management system. Thanks a lot for your patience. Have a good day.